Good afternoon. Welcome to the Rogers Right Show. Today I'm going to talk about the Venezuelan oil tankers that are being seized off the coast of Venezuela. And Senator Kennedy from Louisiana basically summed it up pretty quick. And that is that these boats are selling sanctioned oil. And whether the oil is from Iran or from Venezuela or whose boats they are is irrelevant, because both countries have sanctions on them. These are boats that are part of a ghost fleet, presumably owned by Iran, and they're flying false flags, which means they're not flying the flag of where the boat is registered. So if it was a Venezuelan boat, it's supposed to have a Venezuelan flag. So they either have the wrong flag or no flag, and they've also turned off their GPS so that they can't be easily located. And so where does this problem really stem from? And it stems from, in 1976, Venezuela naturalized their industries, basically changing their economy from a democracy and capitalism to a socialist society where the government owns the means of production. Now, at that point, they established the Petroleum of Venezuela conglomerate, we'll call it that. And that was under President Perez in 1976. In 2007, Hugo Chavez, president then, seized just about all of the assets and gave terms to all of the oil companies, mainly from the United States, who had built all the infrastructure, found the oil, drilled it, and processed it to get it formulated into crude so it could be transported. Now, in 2009, they seized the rest of what was only a couple companies still left running there, Conoco and Exxon. In 2010, there was another company that owned all the oil rigs off the coast. They seized all those. Well, Conoco and Exxon sued Venezuela. Conoco won $9 billion. Exxon won almost $2 billion. They went into default in 2017 because they haven't paid anything. And so now they owe penalties, they owe interest, and they're breaking the law. They seized assets, they stole them, right? They didn't pay for them. They didn't pay anybody back for building it. And when they got caught or taken to court, well, they thumbed their nose up at that too. So there's rules. Everybody has to follow the rules. Do we want a war in Venezuela? No, we don't want that. But should our companies be compensated, and should we maybe be able to go back down in there and run the infrastructure that we actually built?